सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयम् करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करम् लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करम् शङ्कराचार्यम् केशवम् बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। गुकारस्त्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् ईयते। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ठीक, थोड़ा एक अंक बढ़ा देना। ठीक है, ठीक। मंत्र नंबर 2। कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेत् शतं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे। कर्म कुर्वन्नेव जिजीविषेत् शतं समाः। May one wish to live long for 100 years doing one's karma, doing the Vaidika karma and also Laukika karma, playing all the roles and responsibilities. Bhashyakara points out karma here refers to, in particular, Agnihotradini, Agnihotra, etc. karma, which are enjoined in the Veda for Grihastha. There are the 4 ashramas, the stages in life, Brahmacharya, and then Brahmacharya, Garhastya, Vanaprastha, and then Sannyasa. These 4 stages. Of these, the karmas are there for Grihastha ashrama mostly, because there is fire. Agni is there. Agni is there only for the Grihastha. Vanaprastha has some fire, but that is very limited. It's used in a very limited sense, limited purposes. Brahmacharya also has to tend the Agni, but that is only for certain very limited purposes only. Most of the karmas, there is Agni is there, fire is there, and therefore most of the Vaidika karmas pertain to Grihastha ashrama only. So, Agnihotradini, Bhashyakara, keeping that in mind, karmas are generally for Grihastha ashrama, one who is in the Grihastha, one who is in the Garhastya. a householder, a family person having responsibilities, roles to play, that person agnihotraadini karmani kurvan eva. For the brahmachari here means the Veda Adhyayi only, right? We keep that only in mind. Veda Adhyayi, one who does the Veda Adhyayana. So for that, from the age of 8 onwards or 12 onwards, depending upon the conditions, for 12 years or so the person undergoes study of Veda, and then any necessary skills, life skills also the person learns from the Guru, from the Acharya. So during that time that person only has very limited roles. The primary responsibility is to learn and do susrusha, seva, be of service to the teacher. In those days there were no fees, etc. was not there, collected beforehand, term fees, etc. were not there. Only after the person completes the study, the person gives Guru Dakshina in keeping with one's capacity. So, that is the Brahmacharya Ashrama. The primary responsibility is to learn and do seva, susrusha. In the Vanaprastha Ashrama, the primary responsibility, the role is of meditation. One is more meditative, given to upasanas, given to ritual worship or methodical worships like prayer, etc. and also meditation. In the Sannyasa Ashrama, that is predominantly meant for Jnana Yoga, for pursuit of this vision and living this vision, and the necessary set of sadhanas, the practices required for that. Whereas in the Grihastha Ashrama, there are plenty of roles, individual and also familial and also societal, to society, etc. So many roles are there. Therefore, karmani, the actions are enjoined, various ritualistic actions are enjoined for the Grihastha Ashrama. Therefore, Bhakshikara, Agnihotraadini karmani kurvaneva, etc. So here, Bhakshikara pointed out that the jijivishet, may one wish to live, desire to live for 100 years, the force of injunction, the prescription is not in wishing to live because it is already there, but the force of injunction is only in doing actions, playing out one's roles, carrying out one, that is the force there. So the vidhi is karmani kurvan, that is a vidhi. Not jijivishet is not the vidhi, the injunction here. Okay. Now, what does this karmani kurvan mean? What type of karmas? As we saw earlier, for a kami purusha, a person who has lot of desires to fulfill, for that person, kamya karmani kurvan. Vihita karmani, kamya karmani cha kurvan, doing kamya karmas also. Karmas explicitly directed towards gain of desires, various legitimate desires. Also, nishkama karma, karmas which are purely selfless actions. The results are not meant for any selfish ambitions, but it's meant for chitta shuddhi and for this help, for the welfare of others, selfless actions. This is for the kami purusha. For the nishkami purusha, karma yogi, all the time it is nishkama karma, mostly it is nishkama karma, selfless action only. The only result intended is chitta shuddhi, purity of heart, that's all. Okay. That Bhashyakara brings out. As the mantra also says, the next line, evam tvai, etc. Bhashyakara explains that. We continue with the Bhashya. Evam prakarena tvai jijivishati nare naramatra abhimanini itaha etasmat agnihotraadini karmani kurvataha vartamanat prakarat anyatha prakarantaram nasti yena prakarena ashubham karma na lipyate karmana na lipyate ityartha. Evam means, in the mantra evam is there, Bhashyakara says evam prakarena, in this way, in this manner, evam prakarena. And further, tvayi means, who refers to tvayi? In you, for you. Tvayi is seventh case, in you, but it refers to for you, means for you. And who is that you? By saying tvayi, mantra says tvayi, in you, for you. That means there is a upadesha is here. Very specifically, an upadesha, a teaching is given to the sadhaka, to the practitioner, to the student, by the teacher, by the preceptor, master. Tvayi. And who is that tvayi? Bhashyakara explains, jijivishati nare, jijivishati. In the first line, jijivishet was mentioned. Here Bhashyakara refers to jijivishati tvayi. Jijivishati is seventh case of jijivishan tvam. You who wish to live, who plans to live, who wishes to live. That is a jijivishan tvam, first case. And seventh case of that is jijivishati tvayi. In you, who wishes to live long for 100 years. For you, who wants to live for 100 years. And who are you? Nare. Bhashyakara takes the word nare in the mantra. What is the nara? Nara means human being. What does it mean here? There are among people, there are wise people and other wise people are also there. People who are wise and who are yet to become wise. These two categories, right? Wise and yet to become wise. Good and yet to become good. Okay. Noble, yet to become noble. That's all. Two categories of people. Whom does this refer to? Does it refer to wise people also? Jnanis also? Therefore, Bhashyakara makes it here clear. No, it refers to Ajnani Purusha. Karmas are enjoined for Avidwan Ajnani Purusha. A person who is yet to gain this wisdom, yet to own this wisdom. And therefore he makes it clear. Nare means Naramatra Abhimanini. One who has Abhimana, this identification, this notion, Abhimana, notion, identification, is Abhimanin. One who has Abhimana is Abhimanin. Right? Like Dana, one who has Dana is Dhanin, a wealthy person. Similarly, Abhimanin is the one who has Abhimana, the notion, the identification. Abhimanini goes with the seventh case, Nare Abhimanini. Which Abhimana you have? Naramatra Abhimanini. You have the identification as yourself as a human being alone, with the body alone. I am a human being. This identification we cannot have without reference to the body, the mind, right? Sthula, Sukshma Sharira together. We cannot have this identification. Only with reference to Sharira, we call ourselves human beings. Right? With reference to some other Sharira, the other living beings are called animals, insects, etc. So minus the reference to the Sharira, the body, there is no labeling, human being, animal, etc. There is no labeling. Right? Here, the person who takes oneself as good as the body is the Naramatra Abhimani. one who identifies oneself with the body embodiment alone, and therefore takes oneself to be human being alone, an individual, a person who is different from everything else. This is the Naramatra Abhimanini, right? That means an Avidwan Purusha, a person who does not have the vision of the Atma Swarupa, the true nature of Atma, Brahma yet. That is a Naramatra Abhimanini. So Nare refers to Naramatra Abhimanini. One who identifies with the body, etc. Human being, as a human being. Naramatra Abhimanini. Tvaye. Etasmat. The mantra says Itaha is there. Itaha means Etasmat. Other than this. What is that Etasmat? Bhashyakara explains. Agnihotraadini karmani kurvataha vartamanat. Kurvataha, for the one who does. Sixth case of kurvan. Sixth case kurvataha. Doing what? Karmani. Which karmani? Agnihotraadini. So Agnihotraadini karmani kurvataha. For you who keep doing Agnihotradi karma, Etasmat means Vartamanat Prakarat, other than this way. Prakara, the way. Other than this mode, other than this method, this way. Vartamanat, Kurvataha Vartamanat Prakarat. Other than you keep doing karmas, other than this way. Vartamanat Prakarat. Then Anyatha means Prakarantaram. Anyaha Prakaraha Prakarantaram. Any other way, any other mode, any other method. Is there any other method? No other method. This is the only method. The mantra says Prakarantaram Nasti. Mantra says Na iti. Bhashyakara says Nasti. Na Anyatha Itaha Asti. There is no other way. There is no way other than this. What is the way? This. You keep doing karma. Lifelong, you keep doing karma. Remaining active. Be responsible. Take responsibility as it comes. Right? As it comes, take the responsibility. Don't shirk. Don't be in Hindi they say kamchor. Okay? Kamchor or kamchor. One who is lazy doesn't take the responsibility as it comes. I think it's called kamchor. Am I right? Kamchor. Kamchor or kamchod? Like what? Kamchor. Okay. So, other than this method of living out, the taking the responsibilities, playing them, and doing the Agnihotraadini karma, doing Nishkarma karma, other than this, there is no other way, Nasti. Anyatha, there is no other way other than this, Itaha. Na Anyatha Itaha Asti. Bhashyakara explained. Say, okay, what is, there is no other way for what? No other mode for what? To be what? Bhashyakara explains further. Karma na lipyate. That means, he explains, yena prakarena, by which method, by which mode, ashubham karma na lipyate. Mantra says, karma na lipyate, na karma lipyate. Bhashyakara asks here, karma here refers to ashubham karma, not shubha, the bad karma we can say. What which binds, which continues to bind the person. Ashubham, that's called Ashubham karma. The opposite of Ashubha is Shubha karma, which helps the person become free indirectly or little by little. So, Shubham karma helps a person discover the freedom, discover the release, freedom. Also helps gradually, indirectly in discovering the freedom. That is Shubham karma. Punya karma. Ashubham karma is the Papa karma. Karma here is refers to karma phala. Right? Jahal Lakshana. In many places, Jahal Lakshana, karma refers to karma phalam. Even though the word karma is used, but it refers to result, not the action, but the result. Karma, Ashubham karma phalam, the unwanted, undesirable results which bind a person, which present the person as limited, which make the person think oneself as a samsari, a wanting person. That is Ashubham karma. Ashubham karma na lipyate, does not stick, does not cling, does not stick to you. So mantra says karma na lipyate. Bhashyakara explains that yena prakarena, by which mode, karmana na lipyate, not bound by karma. Karmana converts the karma into karmana, third case. Karmana na lipyate converts the first case into third case. Karmana na lipyate. That is the meaning of that sentence. By which mode the person, you are not bound by Ashubham karma, unholy, unbecoming, undesirable karma, binding karma. Karmana na lipyate. By which you will not be bound by karma. There is no other way. There is no other way, right? There is no way other than no way by which you will not be bound. Interesting. Okay? I don't want to be bound by karma. What should I do now? Do karma. Right? Curious, like homeopathy medicine. So I don't want to be bound by karma. Then what should I do now? Do karma. This is the emphasis. So in homeopathy, they take, in most of the medications, they take the cause for the disease. Okay? Whatever causes the disease, they take that entity, some microbe or whatever, element or whatever, salt, whatever that causes it, and then process it, make it so minute in quantity, and then give that as the medicine, as the cure. What causes the medicine in bigger doses, right, is given in very small dose as the cure. Right? Very interesting. The thing which causes the sickness becomes the cure also. Cause for sickness becomes the cure for the remedy for illness. In homeopathy, usually it is done. So here is not homeopathy. So here it says karmani kurvan, do lot of karma. Opposite of homeopathy. Homeopathy gives the dosage, the medicine dosage is little quantity of the problem causing entity. Here lot of it. Okay, lot of karma. Keep doing lot of karma. What is the spirit? How is it possible? That's why that we saw the other day. One discovers in karma yoga, being a karma yogi, one discovers the freedom even when one is doing. Not by doing, by not doing, one will not discover the freedom from raga dvesha. There is a lot of tyaga involved. Some giving up, some deliberate giving up is there, some sacrifice is there. We sacrifice our own raga dveshas in the sense that we don't go along with the raga dvesha. That is what is sacrificing raga dvesha. We do not dance to the tune of raga dvesha. What my heart says, what my feeling says. I don't essentially go by that, but I go by what is good, what is wiser, what is good, what gives long-lasting and acceptable results. The result should be long-lasting and also it should be acceptable, desirable. That only we choose to do. And also we do with the karma phalatyaga bhavana. We don't hanker, we don't pay over importance to the result of the karma. It comes. Karma phala comes. That is in the Ishvara's order. Karma phala comes. The result of karma happens. I throw a stone, it falls. That's all. I don't have to pull the stone down. Throw the stone up and then pull the stone down. I don't have to do that. It just falls. I heat something, heat water in a vessel, in a pan, and then the fire heats up the water. All that I do is keep the pan and then pour water with water in that, and then light up the fire, and then fire lights up. So, as it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, karmaniye vadikaraha, right? My choice is only with reference to choosing and doing karma, and the phala comes. That is how the order is. Karma order is, phala comes, and therefore, we don't place overemphasis on the karma phalam. We choose to do the karma, the phala comes. And we do the karma with the attitude of as an offering to Ishvara, karma yoga. And any phala comes, we learn to take it with the equipoise, with the stability, mental stability. We are not disturbed unduly by more or less of the karma phala. We retain the spirit of being active, being responsible. Right? The karma makes one responsible. Alright. So, therefore, in that process, gradually, one grows out of the pressure of likes and dislikes within, intense longing, intense hatred, etc. One becomes free from that. Therefore, thereby one is able to discover the freedom even as one is active. It is not that one is free when one is not active. What are you doing now? I am sitting quietly, doing nothing. I am free. Right? Generally, people think that they are free when they are not doing anything. They are free. What are you doing? I have free time. I am free when I am not doing anything. Veda says you can discover a more meaningful freedom when you are active. So, not freedom as Swami uses the phrase, then Swamiji, not freedom from action, but freedom in action. I think that's a booklet, Freedom in Action. Freedom in action. Even as I am active, I can discover a more meaningful freedom within. I am not bound by the karma, I am not limited by the karma. Rather, I use the karma to discover limitlessness, freedom. This is the what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. The expertise, the adeptness, the mastery in karma isn't doing karma, yet discover the freedom. Usually, karma is thought of as a binding agent, which binds, which limits a person's freedom, the sense of well-being, happiness, peace, etc. Usually, karma is seen as a disturbing element, right? As a binding element, limiting agency. But here, for the karma yogi, the very same seemingly binding factor helps the person to discover freedom. Okay. Anandagiri, when he explains this, Anandagiri Acharya, when he explains the Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam in his Tika, in his explanation, he points out that Tadhi Kaushalam, this indeed is the mastery, that Bandhakam karma, a karma which is usually seen as a binding factor, a limiting factor, is used to discover the freedom, the limitless. This is greatness. This is that. As they say, there's a proverb, no? Everybody is a good sailor, right? In calm seas. No waves, no breeze, and then every engine is all right, or the sails. People to take care of the sails. You don't have to do the sailing, you don't have to do the sails and all that, trim the sails, etc. And then there is a person to run the engine if it is there. The sea is calm, the weather is fine, no problem, no tide, no. Then you are a good sailor. Everybody is a good sailor in calm seas, they say. But how to really know a good sailor? No. Everybody is a sailor in calm seas, but who is a good sailor? one who can sail a boat, a ship, in disturbing weather, when there is a torrent, when there is rain, when there are winds, then your skill, your mastery comes out, right? Not when everything is all right. I don't know whether in one's own home, his fellow is a lion at home. Okay. Lion is a lion at home, roaring at home, so courageous, so brave, where at home. Okay. Pinjre mein, in one's own cage, one is a lion. You are a lion, you have to show in outside, okay? Be a lion outside. In Tamil there is a Veettila Eliya, what is it? What is it saying? Veettila Eli, Veliyila Puli something. Or Veettila Puli, Veliyila Eli something. Eli Puli, for the sake of rhyming it. Puli means tiger, okay? In Tamil, Puli means tiger. Eli means chuha, rat, okay? This fellow is a tiger at home. Veettila Puli, Veed means at home. At home, this fellow is a tiger, roaring, majestic and all. Outside, the fellow is like a rat. Oh, nahi chalega. That won't do. Okay. So, doing nothing, master of my, no. The testing ground for one's patience, one's being peaceful, one's understanding, the testing ground is the world. When you relate with people, interact with people, face situations, that is when your courage comes to the fore. You discover the courageous self in you. Like the fellow, the swordsman, okay, the soldier practices to fight with the sword fighting, etc. The fellow practices. But that does not speak for the bravery of the person. The bravery comes only when there is a duel, when there is a fight. In the battleground, the courage and bravery comes out. So here, one's own steadiness of the mind and the clarity of thinking, outlook, the wholesomeness of the outlook, right? And then maturity in response, these all come out in the world only. When we move with people, when you face situations, there are unpredictability is there, and then the degree of the complexities will be very much more in the actual world, and that's where we test our patience, our courage, our maturity, etc., our vision in the world. The world is the testing ground, right, for bringing out the best in a person. It's not like in isolation, you will be like a tiger, you will be like a lion. Yes, there is no challenges, right? Nothing testing your real metal, your real character. There is not much to test. Of course, there is oneself is there. Kusti with oneself is there. Fighting with oneself is there. But then it comes out better. The honing, the process of polishing, improving, comes when it's with others. Therefore, karmani kurvan. Only it's suggested, be active, take to roles which come by, don't shun away from roles which you have to do. Gladly take them, gladly play those roles, and you do the best. The world is not asking you to move the mountains, right? Nobody asks you to move the mountains. Yeah, that's all very legitimate. Many of them are not impossible. It's not asked. If it's impossible for us, we say it is not possible for me to do. This is possible for me. This much I can do. That's it. That's all. And this way I can respond. This is the best. You to give your best. This is a karma yoga. So never underperform, never underachieve. Keep doing your best, right? At the best of your level, best of your ability, best of your attitude. You keep doing that. That way only one discovers the freedom, the greatness, the quiet, etc. One discovers. Therefore, and one is satisfied. but discover the satisfaction immediately, because in Dharma there is freedom. People usually think Dharma is a limiting agency. Dharma limits one's freedom, like do this, don't do this. This they immediately jump to the conclusion that this is limiting my freedom, and therefore I don't want my freedom to be limited, and therefore I don't care for all this. No, it is Dharma which helps one discover the freedom which is there. Okay? Dharma gives freedom. In Dharma you are free within. Freedom is always within. You don't look for too much of external freedom. External freedom is always limited. I think I have said this, okay. External freedom is always limited. Always limited. Wherever you are, whatever place, whatever time we are, it's always limited. Because there is other people, there are other entities. Therefore we will have to say that this is my freedom, this much is my freedom, and outside it is not my freedom. It's always going to be limited. Freedom of expression has to be responsible. Okay, it cannot be, freedom of responsible cannot be taken to mean irresponsible behavior, irresponsible expression, etc. That is not to be counted as freedom of expression. I would call it as abuse of freedom. It is not use of freedom, it is abuse of freedom. Okay. Whatever I want to say, I can say. No, that is abuse of the freedom. Whatever I have to say, whatever it is worthy saying, I say. That is using the freedom properly. Therefore, people think now in many parts of the world, it is freedom of expression is a big thing. Freedom of expression means they think that anyone can say anything, anyone can do anything. That is freedom, they think. It is not. It is abuse. Therefore, here external freedom is always limited, in as much as my action, my response does not hurt someone. I don't take advantage of someone. Right? That is a limitation. I cannot take advantage of somebody's position, somebody's weakness, right? I cannot take advantage of it. Using it is one thing, taking advantage is another thing. So exploiting for selfish ends, etc. That one is not free to do. Nobody is free to exploit anybody. Okay? Nobody. Anything for that matter. I cannot exploit even animals, even insects. I should not be exploiting. There is a coexistence, yes. There is harmony, yes. But exploitation, no. Not for a mature person, not for a mature society. I cannot exploit something. I cannot take advantage of something. Suppose I am more powerful, then I have to be responsible. I have to be just. I have to be responsible. I am more powerful as a human being. I am more powerful than animals and etc. Then I am responsible to take care of them. I should take care of them. In my own way, I should take care of them, not exploit them. Right? Taming them, exploiting them is not the expression of being powerful. That is Rakshasa's power, right? Devilish power it is. But if we are human, therefore we should be responsible. Okay. Therefore here, by taking roles, one is able to discover the freedom. Dharma makes you free, makes you discover the freedom, and therefore we remain within our Dharma, then we are free. We do what we have to do, what is worthy of doing, what we can do to the best of our abilities and intentions, and then we are free. Free within. This discovery of freedom within Dharma helps, Karma helps, Karma Yoga helps. And after all, freedom is within only, and that Karma Yoga helps one discover that inner freedom. And therefore, this is Kaushalam. As said in the Bhagavad Gita, the adeptness in karma is in discovering the karma yogi in oneself, thereby discovering the free person in oneself. Therefore, Karma Yoga helps one discover the freedom within. Even as I am acting, even as I am active, very busy, I am quiet within, peaceful within. Right? Like even the sea, the ocean, superficially on the surface, lot of movement, lot of activity, disturbance is there, waves are there, but deep within it is quiet. Both there are currents, ocean currents are there, but still to a large extent the deep ocean is quiet within. So, and active, all right, but peaceful within, quiet within. So discovering the quietude in the thick of activities, right? That is what is discovered. Then you are unshakable. Your freedom is unshakable, right? When I am quiet, when I am peaceful, even when I am very busy, very active, very busy, then when I am not doing anything, then it is easy for me to discover that freedom. Therefore, the Karma Yoga helps one discover the free person, the quiet person, undisturbed, stable person within. And therefore, mantra says, Karmana na lipyate yena prakarena etasmat prakarat anyaha prakaraha nasti. There is no other way of finding the freedom. Na lep, karma lepa, non-stick. Okay? You become non-stick. They have non-stick pans, nirlep. That's the word, nirlep. Lep means sticking, non-stick, nirlep, non-stick pans. Okay. So you pour oil, you do the frying, etc., but then nothing sticks to the vessel. Even though the coating is not healthy anyway, it causes a lot of health problems. Carcinogens are there in the coating, etc. Anyway, that's not stick to the. So nothing sticks to you. Rather, things bring out the freedom in you, your freedom in yourself. Your being quiet, your being satisfied, your being happy, that is brought out. That Karma Yoga helps bring out. There is no other way. Right? There is no other way. Very beautiful. Nowhere else such mantra, such the thrust is not there. There is no other way of discovering the freedom other than being a Karma Yogi. That is nowhere else we see. Of course, Bhagavad Gita talks about Karma Yoga a lot, but this karma does not bind. It is mentioned here. This is reflected, of course, in the Gita. Yajñārthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Yajñārtam karma kuru, etc. In Bhagavad Gita, we see the spirit of this mantra. Okay. Alright. Therefore, what should I do? Mantra says further. Bhashyakara says further. Ataha shastra vihitani karmani agnihotraadini kurvanneva jijivishet. And therefore, ataha, therefore, shastra vihitani karmani, the karmas, the actions, ritualistic actions, and then actions, all actions, such as Agnihotra, etc. Agnihotra adini, which are Shastra Vihitani, prescribed by the Shastra. The Bhagavad Gita, later on, Bhagavan says, Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Vyavastitau. With reference to what is to be done and what is to be avoided, what is not to be done. In these matters, Shastram is the Pramanam. Shastra gives, prescribes what is good, that's all. It stops with telling this is good, that's all. This is good, do this, this is good for you, that's all. Don't do the other thing, that is not good for you. Shastra gives you the freedom, empowers you with the knowledge of what yields a good result and what gives a bad result, right? Gives you that information, makes you wiser, empowers you, recognizes your freedom of choice, right? Your free will, and then leaves you to your free will. Empowers you and leaves you to your free will. Shastra does not interfere with your free will. Veda Shastra does not interfere with the free will. There is no interference at all. Very curious. Even though lot of sentence, do this, do this, do this, do this. Right? It looks as if there are book of commands, like demanding, exacting us to, exhorting us to do this. Like a drill master, okay? Do this, do this. But then, that is not the spirit of this do. That the spirit of the do is that this is good for you. May you see the reason in it, and then may you choose to do. That's all. Thereby you will be happy. You will reap rich rewards, lasting rewards. That's all. So, never does it infringe on, the Shastra never infringes, encroaches into our freedom, our free will. In fact, it helps us see our freedom. This is your freedom, right? Kuru karmani. Shastra, therefore Bhashakara, Shastra vihitani karmani, as enjoined by that Shastra, may you keep doing. Kurvanneva jijivishe, may you live actively, taking roles as necessary and then playing them to the best of one's abilities, and then discovering the freedom within even when one is active. In Bhagavad Gita, yoginaha karma kurvanti, right? Tasmat yoginaha karma kurvanti, Bhagavad Gita is mentioned. Okay. By this karma yoga, one's chitta, one's mind becomes shuddha, pure. Viveka Chudamani, which we'll be seeing later, we will be seeing. I will not be seeing with you, but you will be seeing shortly. Chittasya shuddhaye karma, natu vastupalabdhaye, it is mentioned. Karma is for chitta shuddhi, very clearly it's mentioned. In the Shanti mantra, one of the Shanti mantra we say, Badram karnebihi shrunuyama devaha Badram pasye makshabir yajatraha stirairangai stushtuva sattanubihi vyashema devahitam yadayuhu. Yat ayuhu, that lifespan is there for us. Tat devahitam vyashema. May we enjoy living as a life which is a gift from the devas, devahitam, given by the devas, given by the gods. Okay. Or what is intended as what is meant as an offering to the God, devahitam. The word devahitam has two meanings: given by God or befitting of a God's gift. Devahitam, befitting of a God's gift. May we live our lives. May we live such that the gift of life is a befitting gift from the Lord, from Ishvara. Devahitam yadayuhu yashema. We see the Shanti mantra. Okay. Alright. Now, there's a question here. Bhashakara brings up the question here and answer. In the mantra it is, you said in the beginning of this mantra that the first mantra is for Atmavit and the second mantra is for Anatmavit, you said. Na Atmavit. A wise person, first mantra. For the person who is yet to become a wise person, the second mantra, Jnana and Karma. You said this division is there. But I look at this mantra, there is no such word indicating a division. If you look at the big glass, okay, there is the word which says that the first mantra is for a Jnani, Jnana Yogi, and the second mantra is for Karma Yogi. Where is that word? Not there. It's not there at all. Right? A Jnana Yogi, Īśāvāsya Upanishad sarvam. A karma yogi, kurvaneva karmani. No such indication here, no word here. Then how do you make such distinction? The first mantra is for Jnana Yoga and the second is for Karma Yoga. No, that the pursuit of vision, wisdom, and the pursuit of the life of activity. How do you make this all this? Bhashyakara asks this question and then answers. Bhashya. Katham punaha idam avagamyate purvena sannyasinaha. There is a word could be missing. Purvena, mantrena could be missing here. In the Kailasa Ashram edition, the word mantrena is there. It seems to be missing in our book. It's better to... In the Hindi translation of this, the word mantra is given. Ye kaise jana gaya ki purva mantra se. The mantra se word is there. So the word mantrena we need to add. After purvena, add mantrena. Purvena mantrena. We have to add. After purvena, add the word mantrena. Now, purvena mantrena sannyasinaha jnana nishtha ukta dvitiyena tad ashaktasya karma nishtha iti. Katam punaha idam avagamyate. Punaha, now, idam, this, avagamyate, this is known. Katham, how is this known? You said that second mantra is for Karma Yoga Nishtha Purusha. Katham idam avagamyate, how is this known? Because there is no indication in the mantra, there is no word in that mantra explicitly. Katham idam avagamyate, how is this known now? What is that? Purvena mantrena, by the earlier mantra, that is first mantra, sannyasinaha, for the renunciate, jnana nishtha ukta. There, a pursuit of jnana, a life committed to the vision, owning the vision, that is said, jnana nishtha ukta, for the sannyasi, for the tyagi. Dvitiyena, by the second mantra, tad ashaktasya, that tad refers to jnana nishtha. Jnana nishtha ashaktasya, one who is not ready yet, one who cannot pursue the wisdom, path of wisdom, the knowledge, knowing, etc., which is accompanied by renunciation. Tad ashaktasya, one who cannot do that yet. For that person, karma nishtha, a commitment, a pursuit of a life of activity. Action, taking to actions. How do you know that? How is it known? The first mantra is for sannyasi, first mantra is jnana nishtha, second mantra is for a yogi, it is karma nishtha. How is it known? Bhashyakara answers. Uchyate. It is answered. Jnana karmanoho virodham parvatavate akampyam yathoktam na smarasi kim. It's a question mark. Na smarasi kim. Don't you remember? Na smarasi kim. Don't you remember? What you don't remember? Yathoktam, as aforesaid, as pointed out earlier. What is pointed out? Jnana karmanoho virodham. The opposition, virodha, the opposition or the incompatibility of one being the other. Virodha. Like movement is opposite of staying still, okay, stillness. Sitting quiet is opposed to running, right? Running fast, they are opposite. One cannot be the other. So, jnana karmanoho, between jnana and karma, the jnana karmanoho, sixth case, jnanasya karmanaha cha, that is jnana nishtha and karma nishtha, a life of pravritti and a life of nivritti, right? Jnana nishta is a life of nivritti and karma nishta is a life of pravritti. These two are opposed to each other. One cannot be the other. Jnana karmanoho virodham yatha uktam, as aforesaid, which is, for Bhashyakara says, akampyam. Kampya means which can be shaken, which can be shaken, which can be questioned, which can be removed. Na kampyam, akampyam, unshakable. To shake, kampyam, shakeable, akampyam, unshakable. Like what? Parvatavat, like a mountain. Unshakable like a big mountain. You cannot shake a mountain. Like that, you cannot shake this virodha. You cannot dismiss this virodha, the incompatibility. Like even saying, stay still, don't move, and run fast at the same time. How is it possible? I can either stay still or I can run fast. I can do either of the two. I cannot do the same thing. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhashyakara points sthiti gati vat virodha, he says. Sthiti and gati. Like even moving in a boat in a stream and then staying still in the stream. It's not possible. So, parvatavat akampyam virodham nasmarasi kim. Don't you remember the contrariness which was pointed out earlier? Where did he say this? In the introduction. Bhashyakara said in the introduction here. Introduction to the first mantra. Bhashyakara said in our book Īśāvāsya Upanishad, on page 12 in our book Bhashya book, page 12, Īśāvāsya Upanishad mantraha karmasu adhiniktaha tesham akarma sheshasya atmanaha yatatmi prakashakatvat yatatmi cha atmanaha Shuddhatva, apapaviddhatva, ekatva, nityatva, asharigatva, sarvagatattvadi vakshimanam tacca karmana viruddhyeta. Right? Tacca karmana viruddhyeta iti yuktaha eva etesham, etc. And then also in the bottom of this page, fourth line, tasmad atmanaha anekatva kartritva bhoktrutva adicha ashuddhatva apapaviddhatvadi cha upadaya lokabuddhisidam karmani vihitani, etc. Right? Karmani vihitani taking to the avidya. Therefore, and also later on he pointed out yohi karma parena arthi, etc. He pointed out that. Therefore, the difference, the opposition between a life of pravritti and nivritti was pointed out. Between one cannot be a nivritta at the same time pravritta, nor one cannot be a pravritta at the same time nivritta. It cannot be. Therefore, virodha is there, and therefore the first mantra is for jnana nishtha, second mantra is for karma nishtha. Bhashyakara elaborates that further. Not only it was mentioned in the introduction, but also later on also it is going to say, the mantras are going to say, the Upanishad is going to say, Bhashyakara says, Ihapi uktam yogi jijivishet sa karma kurvan. Here also it is mentioned, it was said. Ihapi, here also, in this mantra also it is said, yogi jijivishet, the one who desires to live for 100 years, full life, saha karma kurvan jijivishet, it is mentioned. Kurvaneve karmani jijivishet shatam samaha. This mantra, Bhashyakara reads, yogi jijivishet, the one who wants to live, saha karma kurvan jijivishet, may the person keep doing actions. That is set in the second mantra. What about first mantra? Īśāvāsyam idam sarvam tena tyaktena bhunjītāha māgridaha kasyasvit dhanam iti cha. It was also said, Īśāvāsyam idam sarvam, everything is to be covered by the vision of Ishvara, understanding of that Ishvara is everything. Īśāvāsyam idam sarvam, I am the truth of everything. The tena tyaktena bhunjītāha, by the tyaga, by the spirit of renunciation, may you protect yourself from samsara, from suffering. Right? And then māgridaha kasyasvit dhanam, don't long for, don't crave for anybody's wealth, or don't crave for wealth does not belong to anyone. All belongs to Ishvara, all belong to Ishvara, and all are mithya. Therefore, don't crave, it was mentioned. So, not craving, and then tyaga, giving up, these are all there. And then Īśāvāsyam idam sarvam, this refers to vision. This is mentioned in the first mantra. Whereas the second mantra, kurvannevehe karmani, etc. is mentioned. Therefore, there is a very clearly, the first mantra is for jnana-nishtha, second mantra is for karma-nishtha. It's very, very clear. To do karma, you need material, right? I cannot make things. I cannot be a weaver. The old loom is there, weaving loom. Where is the thread? Where is the loom? Nothing. Without a thread, without the loom, how can I make a fabric? How can I make a cloth? Okay. Material is necessary. To do karma, material is necessary. Come on, you all, come on, today is a good day. I am giving charity. I am giving you gifts. Take it. Take it. You take it. You take it. Empty hands. It's all in the spirit. Okay, spirit does not fill my stomach. Okay, spirit may fill the heart, but then would not the stomach. So, to do karma, we need material, we need dravya, we need money, we need things to buy, things to offer, etc. Is there? Without that, where is karma? And therefore, first mantra says, tena tyaktena bhunjītāha māgridaha kasyasvit dhanam. Dhanam is mentioned, material is mentioned. Whereas the second mantra, kurvan karma, keep doing karma, means, then what does it mean? Material is necessary. Therefore, dravya tyaga and dravya apeksha is there. That is opposite. Without dravya, where is karma? Where is tyaga? Without giving up dravya. Therefore, Bhashyakara points out that there is difference, there is opposition between these two. And therefore only, I say the first mantra is for jnana-nishtha and second is for a karma yogi. That's why he said. And then Bhashyakara continues further pointing this out. More he quotes from Shastra. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Chishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.